Today we lost out on a huge commercial job, but we landed a couple other smaller residential ones. Here's what happened today. So this is kind of like part of my, building my business in public. I kind of like just, talking to you guys one on one and, kind of saying the ins and outs, the dirty truths of running a home service business. Because, a lot of people, myself included, it's fun to be like, oh, we made this much money today. We did this, we did that. And they show all the wins, but they don't show any of the losses and stuff. And so I think that's really important. Like we have a lot of days that are not fucking great. Sometimes it's things just don't go your way. I wouldn't say this was one of those days because we ended up turning it around because you can always do that. Like it's up to you what the fuck you want to do with yourself and what you want to do with the day. So here's what happened. We went out to do this job. It was $3,500 to do 6 buildings. We're going to do the exterior wash, clean the gutters, clean the roof. I thought these buildings were just like smaller, but we get out there because I'd sent one of my guys to take pictures and quote the job and such. I get there today. I'm like, holy shit. These buildings were huge, probably never been cleaned. We're going to do the exterior cleaning. Gutters were like full. There was plants growing in. There was moss on all the roofs. And I looked at, my guys. I was like, dude, even if you had $10,000 cash in front of me right now, I still probably wouldn't even touch this place. And so we called the guy, we're like, hey, this is what happened. Like, we can't really do this unless we, massively increase the price. He didn't really want to do that, which is totally fine. I was honestly fine to just walk away. And, we did what we could, shit happens. So we started that day. And so we had one of my other guys was doing a small job. And so we had our schedule was clear. It was open. So what do you do? So we went out, grabbed a coffee, sit down, get a game plan. I'm like, hey, let's just go fucking knock some doors. So we go to a neighborhood that I've done some of the roofs of like a lot of the people in this area. And so pretty easy. We went up knocking doors. The first door that we knocked, we got yelled at. We got screamed at by this, like, I think he was like, Eastern European. I don't know. But he was like, you guys are with the phone. You look like fucking weirdos. And I was like, Jesus. So we left that door. The second one, nothing. It was a renter. The third one, though, we ended up closing that one it was a small gutter cleaning, like $250. But still, $250 from zero, not too bad. And this whole time, too, we're calling all the leads that we've got in the pipeline because we're trying to make something happen. I got my guys I want to keep them working. So we ended up landing another job that we called. And then I landed another job for it, probably not until tomorrow or the next day. But we made shit happen. We knocked around a bunch more doors. Nothing else really crazy. We had a couple people like, not today. We're not interested. So we ended up doing 3 jobs today total, So from going from one and potentially doing a big job to then landing a couple more jobs. So it still was a pretty darn good day. That's what, $750. I'm not sure how much they did the other job for, but nothing crazy. Still a win for the day in my book because, obviously the plan was to make like $1,000 each for this commercial job. Didn't end up happening, but you do what you can. So, and I'm honestly, like, for me too, I honestly like doing residential way more. Like, people come to me and they'll ask me, like, how do I get more commercial jobs? They just see like the dollar signs, like in the old cartoons when they see the money just like floating in front of their eyes. And I don't know, man, like I've done enough commercial work to know that it's a different vibe. Like, you're dealing with people who know business, they know money, usually they don't want to pay much. They're cheaper. They see the margin. They're like, it needs to make sense. Like, whereas homeowners, their whole home is their investment. Their home is their asset. So if they're spending $300 or even $1,000 on their roof, they know, and they know that they're not going to have to replace the roof it makes sense. But commercial guys, they just want to keep that shit humming along. They don't really care. Like, honestly, and then like any tenants, like any houses that we were knocking doors of that were the dirtiest, every single one was a landlord owned. Like, landlords don't give a shit. And it's kind of sad because it's like, they just want people to just live in these houses and they don't really give a crap about them, which, I mean, that is what it is. So, but anyways, I like homeowners the best. Landlords, and then commercial. I mean, we've had some great commercial experiences, some great landlords. Don't get me wrong, but just in my experience. So, anyways, back to the story. So it's like, you're dealing with like commercial. I don't know. Some people like to do commercial. I personally don't. I don't like to, because like if you're bidding on it, you were the lowest bid. It's kind of like in like War Dogs, the movie where they're selling guns and they do the government contracting. Like there was that scene where I think they bid the contract for like $10 million, right? Or it was a lot. And then turns out they undercut like everyone else by like $50 million. And he's like, fuck. So that's the thing I don't like about bidding. I kind of like just going to a job, going to a homeowner, like, hey, this is how much it's going to be. You know, ideally they go with you on the spot. Sometimes they call around, get a few other quotes, but it's just so much cleaner, so much better. So I don't know. I'm going to stick with residential. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like everyone's got their kind of their different vibe. You know, some people like commercial, some people like they got the better equipment. Like I'm sure someone else might take that apartment job. I mean, shoot, that was just it was so much work. Like I don't even know. Like it just gives me the creeps thinking about it. Like all that because like literally like every person had a balcony that was like filthy. And this is another point that I want to bring up too. Like the whole place was just dirty. You could tell they hadn't cleaned this place in years. And that's something that like I've noticed. Like anytime like the dirtiest houses are always people who don't, and they're the cheapest. Like they don't care. And it's kind of like, so anytime you're going around, I heard this from someone like a long ago, like you don't want to knock the dirtiest houses or dirtiest businesses. Sometimes you want to knock the cleaner ones because they're already getting their shit cleaned. They want it to look better. You know, those people are already paying for the service. So you can like kind of find your way in there versus people who don't give a shit at all. So I don't know, that was kind of today's experience. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of be sharing my whole stories of the ups and downs. What else can we talk about? I ran some more ads on Facebook. It's a little bit slower right now. I just started a new campaign yesterday. So, I mean, slow maybe, like, I don't know. It might pick up, you know. We'll see. Been adding some stuff to the website, put out some yard signs. You know, we got all these different 5 sources of leads, kind of what I talked about in the other video. If you guys haven't watched it, me ranking my top 5 favorite ways of getting leads. We're still using all 5 of these like all the time. Even today, we went out knocking doors. I want to stay sharp, you know, even though I don't like some of these ways of getting leads. If it's slower and I got guys to feed, they got families, you know, we got to be making money. So we got to fucking hit the doors, no excuses. And, you know, obviously we're cranking up the ad spend as we speak. So, you know, probably won't have to do that too often, but shit happens. So point is, no matter where you're at, there's no excuses not to hustle, not to get after it. You can have bad days. That's totally fine. You know, we could have gone home and then you hit it better tomorrow. But we went out, we made shit happen, made some money. So that was my day. Let me know, guys, what you thought. Make sure if you're not subscribed to the channel, definitely subscribe. If you want to have access to my full group, as well as get a website built, software set up, like literally for a third of the price of most other platforms, definitely join the membership club below. Last plug of the day. So I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to the Spencer Clay Show. That's all for now. See you in the next episode. Peace.